Okay, today's an exciting day. I am going to share with you some tips and tricks for browsers. And please, whatever platform you're watching this on, please ask questions if you're stuck. I find that I've been doing this for almost 2 decades with agents, and I find that agents and just in general, people don't understand browsers. Yeah, you know how to search, Google, and do certain things, but I find that most of the time people don't really understand browsing. So I have a dummy account that I use to actually show you how to use email as well. But so this is just a dummy account that I want to show you. Okay, so all these emails, I just sign up for things just so I have emails to show you how to clean up your inbox and do certain things. But you ready? Okay. One of the things that I know is that most people have just a whole bunch of bookmarks all across here, and then down here there's usually a little arrow all the way down here, and you might have hundreds and hundreds of bookmarks. And then you can't find anything. You bookmark stuff, but you can't find it. Well, why? Because you probably don't know how to organize things properly in something you use every day. And this is similar on all of the big browsers out there, Edge and Safari and Firefox and DuckDuck, and there's so many. They all have their back end side of things where you can change and make it work for you. Now I'm using Google because that's the biggest one most people use, okay? So you'll see up here I created folders, and in folders I created links so that I can easily go to DocuSign and Realtor.com or Realtor.ca or your MLS or whatever real estate stuff you need to have under this folder. And then I have a personal folder. So if I wanted to save something personally, like a bank log on bookmark, I would put it there. Recipes, I just put some stuff in here. Okay. So, well, how do you do that? So how do you create a bookmark? You right click and you say add folder. And then I will create another bookmark called, I don't know, travel. Let's do travel. I love traveling. Okay, so now we got 4 bookmarks. Now, if you have a whole bunch of bookmarks, that folder you created might end up way at the bottom, and then all you do is drag it up to the top, okay? The other way, you'll see, I've got 4 bookmarks. When there's other ways to manage bookmarks with a browser. And one of the ways is to go into the back end. So again, if you followed me for any length of time, you're always looking for 3 lines, which is called a hamburger menu, 3 dots, which is called 3 dots, I don't know, or a gear icon. So for a Chrome profile, if I go over to the very top right, I tap on here. This is the settings for Chrome, not Gmail, not anything else that is behind here. It doesn't matter. So I go to settings, and over here, this is the settings for this Chrome profile. My actual real one would be Darci at Agent Tech Mastery. This is just a dummy one I'm showing you, okay? So this is where you want to look at various things. I'm not going to get into a ton of it. There's some very awesome things inside here. But also we want to look at the bookmark manager. Well, where would that be? Now, oddly enough, and I don't know why they don't put it under here. If you go over to the dots again and you go bookmarks and lists, there is a bookmark manager. So if you don't see these, let me do this again. 3 dots, bookmark list. If you don't see these, watch this. For some reason, a lot of the browsers hide them to start with, which literally makes no sense to me because we want you to use bookmarks. They're incredible. So watch what happens to the real estate, personal recipes, and travel folder if I go hide. They're hidden. So then you're like, where's my bookmarks? You probably accidentally hid them. So how do you unhide them? Go back to the 3 dots, go over to bookmarks and lists, and then bookmarks manager. Oops, I screwed that up again. Bookmarks and lists, show bookmarks, so they're back. So the thing that you see below is the bookmark manager. The thing that you see that's horizontal is the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. So if for some reason I wanted to move travel into recipes, makes no sense, but I'm just showing you stuff. I could Oh, I have to do it on the other side. Travel into recipes. Travel into recipes. Okay. So now we have a subfolder, but look, it moved it here too. Okay. So now I have travel under recipes. Now, if I want to move it back, I could do it up here too, back to normal. Isn't that cool? Okay. So how do you add bookmarks to where you want them to go? So let's say, I don't know, travel Expedia. Let's go to Expedia. Okay, so Expedia.com, Expedia.ca, whatever yours is, doesn't really matter. But let's say that I want Expedia here. So you go over to the top, the very end of this long URL, and you tap the star, and you find the bookmark that you want. Now, if you're just new and you're like, oh, I want to create a bookmark, you can do it from here as well. You can say choose another folder, and then it'll say new folder, and then you can do it that way. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to tap here again. I don't want it to be right here. I want it to be in travel. But I want to show you something. So let's say you did muck up and you're like, oh no, I didn't put it in the travel. Guess what? Drag it into travel. Isn't that cool? Don't you love this? I love this. This is what I do. I help agents with things like this and making sure that your business is, this is actually just an aside, is the browser. I added this a long time ago because I found that most agents really didn't understand how browsers work. But really what we look at is how much time are you wasting because you can't find stuff. It's partly this, partly because your files and folders are a big old mess. Partly because you use a Yahoo, Gmail, AOL, MSN, some free email service that is doing your business harm. Book a call with us. So actually, let me just show you how you would do that. On a browser, you would type agenttechmastery.com, okay? And in here, anything, we have some training for agents here so you can watch this, but let's say you want to book a call and you want to save this under real estate. Okay, don't save it, do it. But I want to show you again how to create a bookmark. You're like, oh, this is awesome. So you go over to the star again. Well, the last place I was travel. So we don't want it there. We want it in real estate. And then I hit done. And now to book a call with me that's complimentary is right here. Okay. Now, another thing that I know people get very confused about, which we help agents with, is multiple Chrome profiles. I don't know why they added this feature. It's been at least a year or so. I was appalled when they did it because like, oh my gosh, it makes no sense. I would say that most people I know don't share a computer anymore. It's you logging in as you in different accounts, and then every account, think about it as a computer. It's like, okay, you log on to your, let's say you have a business Google account. You log on and you've got a business Google Chrome profile. Then you log on with your whatever @Gmail account. Well, now it says, oh, that's a new person. So that's a different profile. So if you end up with a whole bunch of different Chrome profiles with some, imagine how confusing that is, right? Some bookmarks are here, some bookmarks are there, some passwords are here, some passwords are there. Problem, right? What I would do is I would actually make sure that I only use one Chrome profile, and over to the settings behind, again, what are we looking for? 3 lines, 3 dots, gear, in this case, 3 dots up at the top right. We're going to go to the settings. Now, I don't use, and I actually don't recommend people using password managers that are tied to a web browser. So, example, every web browser has their own password manager. But then if you go to some other browser, now your passwords are gone, right? Or you're in the wrong account, it's gone. So I don't recommend that. When agents work with us, we tell you what we suggest you do. Excuse me. But for now, let's just say, how do you get all your passwords out of all your different profiles into the correct one? So you would go to Google Password Manager. In this case, again, if you're on Safari, it'd be the Safari Password Manager, Edge Password Manager, Settings. And I don't use it at all. So you won't, I don't see an export here, but you would see an export, and you'd export it. And then you'd go to the right Chrome profile by going up here and picking your other correct Chrome profile. Then you'd go to the same spot and you would say import. Then it would import all the passwords into here, okay? And the same with bookmarks, okay? So we're gonna go to Bookmark Manager again, Bookmark Lists, Bookmark Manager. And if I wanted to export all of these, it's, what did I tell you guys? 3 dots. Now we got a whole bunch of 3 dots. How do I know which 3 dots? And I want to kind of explain it. This 3 dots is to do with this folder, okay? This 3 dots is the one I want. And then the 3 dots up here is for the back end of the browser, okay? So I want to go to this 3 dots and I'm going to say export bookmarks. Then I would go up to the little circle up here, go to the right profile, go back into bookmarks when I'm on the right profile and import them. Awesome, right? So pretty cool. Please, 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 if you're stuck, confused, if you're running your business with a Yahoo, Gmail, email, Microsoft Outlook, iCloud, if you can't find your stuff, if you're wasting time, if you're not using a CRM, or worse, if you're using a brokerage CRM or a brokerage email, you got to book a call with me, okay? Talk to you later. Again,